Friends, here you see the structure of fluid mosaic model which was given by Singer and Nicholson in 1972. He gave this model to explain the actual arrangement of molecules in the plasma membrane, or you can say to explain the architecture of the plasma membrane. So before going how they explained, first of all I like to explain you what are the different structures designates, you can say. Now these black elongated molecules are in fact the phospholipid molecule, and this circular portion which I have just attached is in fact head of the phospholipid molecule. It is hydrophilic in nature. Hydrophilic means, hydro means water, philic means loving. That portion of the phospholipid molecule which is soluble in the water or which is attracted towards the water, that's why it is termed as hydrophilic, and this forms the head of the phospholipid molecule. Actual phospholipid molecule I have already explained in the biochemical composition of the plasma membrane, so you can see that video to understand what are the properties of this phospholipid molecule and what are the different types of phospholipid molecule present in the plasma membrane. And these thread-like structures which are arising from this head of the phospholipid molecule are in fact the tails of phospholipid molecule which are hydrophobic in nature. Hydrophobic in nature means they try to go away from the water. Hydro means water, phobic means hating. That's why the two phospholipid bilayers, this is one phospholipid layer and this is the another phospholipid layer, the two hydrophilic phospholipid head molecules face the two outer surfaces of the plasma membrane. Outer surfaces means, suppose this is the exoplasmic phase of the plasma membrane, and this is the cytoplasmic phase or cytosolic phase, means towards the cytoplasm of the cell, and this is the exoplasmic, means this is the outer extracellular phase of the plasma membrane. So one layer facing the exoplasmic phase and other layer of the monolayer, you can say, faces the cytosolic phase or cytoplasmic phase, and both these layers have the two head regions and both have a middle tail portion which is hydrophobic in nature. In between this phospholipid bilayer there are many protein molecules distributed. These protein molecules are of different types and their nature also varies in between hydrophobic and hydrophilic. The protein molecules which are present in both the layers, or you can say the middle of the phospholipid bilayer, that is, those proteins are termed as hydrophobic proteins. hydrophobic proteins. And the proteins which comes out of the phospholipid bilayer is in fact it is the hydrophilic proteins These hydrophilic proteins, since they are present either towards the cytoplasmic phase or towards the exoplasmic phase of the plasma membrane, so they are termed as extrinsic proteins. Extrinsic proteins. And the hydrophobic proteins are generally present inside the phospholipid bilayer. This portion or this portion of the protein molecule, this is the whole protein molecule. It has some of the portions coming out either towards the cytosolic phase or toward the exoplasmic phase. Both these phases are termed as extrinsic proteins, or they are hydrophilic in nature. Here also you see the two portions which are coming towards the two sides of the membrane are hydrophilic in nature, whereas the middle is hydrophobic in nature, and those proteins which are present in between the phospholipid layer are termed as integral proteins. Integral proteins. So in this way we can divide all the proteins which is present in the phospholipid bilayer as extrinsic proteins and intrinsic proteins or integral proteins, means the proteins which are present in between the phospholipid bilayer. All these portions of the protein are intrinsic or integral proteins. Now in addition to these phospholipid molecules and protein molecules, a very small percentage of carbohydrate is also present. These carbohydrates are actually in the form of oligosaccharides, means they are of very short chains of carbohydrate. It may be either 2, 20 or 40 total number of monomers. This is a carbohydrate or oligosaccharide. Oligosaccharide, and since it is attached with a protein molecule, so such oligosaccharides are termed as glycoproteins. Glycoproteins. And if the oligosaccharide is attached with a lipid molecule, then it is termed as glycolipid. You are also seeing here that all the these oligosaccharides, carbohydrate molecules, are present only towards the exoplasmic phase of the plasma membrane. No oligosaccharide or carbohydrate moiety is present towards the cytosolic phase of the plasma membrane. This is the cytosolic phase, this is the exoplasmic phase. So in this way, according to fluid mosaic model, the membrane is made up of three different types of molecules: phospholipid, which forms the bilayer, and in this bilayer protein molecules are distributed and some oligosaccharides are also present. The thickness of this phospholipid bilayer may varies from 6 to 10 nanometers. This is the three-dimensional structure. Now we will take one by one how this name fluid mosaic model justifies this structure. Here Singer and Nicholson considered this phospholipid bilayer as fluid in nature. Fluid means liquid, thorough. fluidity means these molecules, they are just like in liquid state, and in this fluid of phospholipid molecules, these protein molecules are floating, are present. And since in a liquid anything, position of anything is not fixed, this protein molecule can leave its position and move to certain other position. This is phospholipid molecule can leave its position and can be present at certain different locations. This nature makes this membrane fluid, and since the arrangement of different molecules is not fixed, means mosaic, where no pattern of molecular distribution is found. That nature creates the mosaic pattern. On that basis, Singer and Nicholson gave this model as fluid mosaic model. Now, how this fluidity of the membrane is maintained? This fluidity, we know that these phospholipid molecules, first of all I will show that how these molecules have the ability to move. These phospholipid molecules, this is the phospholipid molecule. Now this phospholipid molecule can leave its position and move to certain other location, or this molecule can come and replace this molecule. Such type of movements from one location to another or here to here, this molecule can leave and come at this location. This type of motion is termed as lateral diffusion, means side by side from this to this position. This is termed as lateral movement. Okay. Some of the phospholipid molecules have the ability to rotate at their own location. Here itself they rotate. Suppose this is the molecule, then this molecule rotate at its own location. जैसे लट्टू नाचता है एक ही जगह पे, उस तरीके से it has the capability to rotate. Such motion is termed as rotational movement. Rotational movement. Sometimes the phospholipid molecules leave its own bilayer and move to other layer. This movement of phospholipid molecule of leaving one layer and coming into another layer means from exoplasmic phase towards the cytosolic phase. This movement is termed as flip-flop movement. Flip-flop movement. Means leaving its one monolayer exoplasmic phase and then coming into the cytosolic phase, or from cytosolic phase to the exoplasmic phase. This type of movement is termed as flip-flop movement. But this movement is very rare. Translational movement or rotational movement, though it is a very common type of movement, but leaving its own monolayer and coming in another monolayer is very rare event, because this is the hydrophilic phase and this is the hydrophobic phase. So it is not easy to cross this hydrophobic area and come to another site. This flip-flop movement requires an enzyme called flippage. Flippages. This is the enzyme which helps in flip-flop movement of the phospholipid molecules, but this is a very rare event. So this is the movement of the phospholipid molecules, means it shows three types of movements: lateral movement, rotational movement, and flip-flop movement. Similarly, these protein molecules have also tendency of lateral movement, means in the same bilayer from one location to another location, because this phospholipid works as a liquid medium. So in this way you have seen that no molecule has its own fixed position, though many proteins are associated with the cytoskeleton. That's why they cannot leave their original position. So it is not necessary that every protein has the same liberty of moving within the bilayer. Here I also like to inform you that though these molecules, phospholipid, proteins and oligosaccharides, show the tendency of mosaic arrangement, means unfixed location, unfixed position, but they do not have the liberty to leave the phospholipid bilayer. Phospholipid bilayer के बाहर वो नहीं जा सकते अपने आप. फॉस्फोलिपिड के अंदर तो वो मूवमेंट शो कर सकते हैं, लेकिन फॉस्फोलिपिड बाइलेयर के बाहर ना तो प्रोटीन जा सकता है, ना ये फॉस्फोलिपिड मॉलिक्यूल्स जा सकते हैं, ना ओलिगोसैकेराइड जा सकते हैं. दिस इज पॉसिबल बिकॉज ऑल दीज मॉलिक्यूल्स are associated with each other by either different types of bonds, by hydrophobic interaction, or through covalent bonds, or by ionic interaction. तो इस तरीके से हाइड्रोफोबिक इंटरेक्शन, कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स और आयनिक इंटरेक्शन की वजह से ये मॉलिक्यूल्स एक दूसरे से अटैच्ड रहते हैं. दे कैन नॉट लीव द बाइलेयर. नाउ हाउ द फ्लूइडिटी इज मेंटेन्ड. दिस, to understand this fluidity of the plasma membrane, we have to slightly show our knowledge about the biochemistry. What happens that though I have explained this in the biochemical composition, लेकिन थोड़ा सा मैं यहाँ पे आपको बता दूँ ताकि फ्लूइड मोज़ाइक मॉडल को आप ज़्यादा बेहतर तरीके से समझ सकें. These are the phospholipid molecules. Suppose I can draw it slightly at different location. This is the phospholipid molecule. This phospholipid molecule has a head portion and this is the tail region. This tail region is made up of a long chain of fatty acid molecule. This is the long chain of fatty acid molecule. Now we know that as the length of the fatty acid molecule increases, its transition temperature also increases. Transition temperature means melting point. जैसे कि suppose it is a C18 carbon compound and if the number of carbon atoms is increased to C24, then its melting temperature will increase as the number of carbon atoms increases. और जैसे जैसे कार्बन नंबर डिक्रीज करेगा वैसे वैसे उसका मेल्टिंग पॉइंट भी डिक्रीज करेगा. मीन्स चेन लेंथ कंट्रोल्स द ट्रांजिशन टेम्परेचर of these organic compounds, fatty acid chains. Now there is another property present in this fatty acid molecule. Some of these fatty acid chains have double bonds. Suppose here a double bond is present. As the number of double bonds and triple bonds increases, the transition temperature decreases, means melting point decrease करता चला जाएगा. जैसे C18 है और C24 है. अब इसमें यदि डबल बॉन्ड 2-3 हो जाए तो इसका ट्रांजिशन टेम्परेचर इस C18 से भी कम हो जाएगा, क्योंकि अब इसमें डबल बॉन्ड्स 2, 3, 4 की संख्या में आ गए. मीन्स मेल्टिंग पॉइंट डिक्रीज करता चला जाएगा. सो इन दिस वे हम अब यहाँ पे आपको बताएंगे कि लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स, प्लांट्स हों या मोस्ट ऑफ द एनिमल्स हों, ज़्यादातर पोइक्लोथर्मस होते हैं. मीन्स दे कैन नॉट रेगुलेट देयर बॉडी टेम्परेचर. ठंड में, विंटर में उनका बॉडी टेम्परेचर डाउन हो जाता है और गर्मी में उनका बॉडी टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज कर जाता है, इन्वायरमेंटल टेम्परेचर. यदि आप बर्ड्स और मैमल्स को छोड़ दें तो इनके अलावा सबके सब पोइक्लोथर्मस एनिमल्स में आते हैं. मीन्स कोल्ड ब्लडेड एनिमल्स होते हैं. दे कैन नॉट रेगुलेट देयर बॉडी टेम्परेचर. तो जब बॉडी टेम्परेचर ठंड में डिक्रीज करेगा तो जिसको मैं अभी आपको बता रहा हूँ कि दिस फॉस्फोलिपिड बाइलेयर इज लिक्विड इन नेचर. तो ठंड में जब 0 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड होगा तो क्या ये अपनी लिक्विडिटी मेंटेन कर पाएगा? Yes, this maintains its liquidity by varying the number of double bonds and varying the number of carbon atoms present in the chain length, fatty acid chain length. जब भी विंटर का टाइम आना शुरू करेगा, एक तो इसकी फैटी एसिड चेन लेंथ स्मॉल छोटी होती चली जाएगी, नंबर ऑफ कार्बन एटम्स विल डिक्रीज. सेकेंडली, द unsaturated carbon atoms will also increase, means double bond and triple bonds will increase in number. तो इससे क्या होगा कि उसका मेल्टिंग पॉइंट भी साथ में डिक्रीज करता चला जाएगा. ऑटोमेटिकली द फ्लूइडिटी of the membrane is maintained in the winter times in case of cold blooded animals. और जब गर्मी आएगी तो इतनी गर्मी पड़ेगी इन कोल्ड ब्लडेड एनिमल्स के लिए कि ये पूरी तरीके से लिक्विड में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा और फिर ये मेम्ब्रेन अपनी रिजिडिटी नहीं बना पाएगा. इन दैट कंडीशन व्हाट हैपेंस, दे इंक्रीज देयर चेन लेंथ. अब ये फैटी एसिड चेन लेंथ को इन समर they increase the size of the chain, and secondly the molecules become more saturated, ज़्यादा सेचुरेटेड हो जाएंगे. इससे उनका मेल्टिंग पॉइंट इंक्रीज कर जाएगा. अब गर्मी में वो इतने ज़्यादा लिक्विड नहीं होने पाएंगे कि सो दे कैन नॉट गेट एसोसिएटेड विद द ईच अदर. तो इस तरीके से to adjust the environmental stresses in cold environment and warm environment, they can change their chain length and the number of double bonds, saturation and unsaturation, and in this way they maintain their fluid nature. लेकिन यदि बहुत ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज कर गया, आपको पता है कि यदि बहुत ज़्यादा ठंड पड़ती है तो भी ये ऑर्गेनिजम्स आपको इन्वायरमेंट में नहीं दिखाई देते हैं, और बहुत गर्मी पड़ती है तो भी आप देखिए इंसेक्ट्स, एम्फीबियंस वगैरह आपको दिखाई देना बंद हो जाते हैं. क्योंकि बिकॉज 45 डिग्री यदि हो गया, सो दे कैन नॉट मेंटेन दिस फ्लूइडिटी so that the rigidity of the plasma membrane can be maintained. और भी दूसरे बहुत सारे तरीके हैं by which this fluidity of the membrane is maintained, लेकिन उसको हम लोग दूसरे वीडियो में, जिसमें कि मैंने बायोकेमिकल कंपोजिशन ऑफ प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन, उसमें मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगा ज़्यादा डिटेल में. यहाँ थोड़ा सा मैंने आपको केवल एक ब्रीफ आइडिया दे दिया कि हाउ फ्लूइडिटी इज़ मेंटेन. कुछ चीज़ें और बताऊंगा, जैसे दिस प्रोटीन इज टर्म्ड एज एक्वापोरिन. This is a transmembrane protein. ट्रांसमेम्ब्रेन प्रोटीन मीन्स जो पूरे बाइलेयर को क्रॉस कर जाए वन साइड से दूसरे साइड तक, उस मेम्ब्रेन को बोलते हैं ट्रांसमेम्ब्रेन प्रोटीन. और हियर दिस structure designates the special type of transmembrane protein called aquaporin. This aquaporin helps in the transport of solutes from one side the cell to another side in this way, or from inside to go outside. This provides a channel through which larger molecules or hydrophilic molecules can be transported. So similarly there are many different types of proteins, जैसे some function as receptor proteins, some glycoproteins behave as if they are receptor proteins, some function as enzymes, adenyl cyclase. So different types of proteins are present, which I will explain in the biochemical video. So please you watch that video also, so that you can get a better understanding of this fluid mosaic model, which was given by Singer and Nicholson, and this is so far the best model to explain all the functions which are performed by the plasma membrane. It also explains how the protein and lipid molecules are interlinked, are associated with each other. That's why this is so far considered as the best model to explain the architecture of the plasma membrane.